Andy Elliott said one of the coolest quotes, and it is so true. Driven Mofos, welcome back to another episode of The Underestimated Entrepreneur. All right, I was just chilling over the weekend and I listened to a talk from a guy called Andy Elliott, and he said something so cool that it is so true. And this is what I love about what I do. He said, it's not impressive what you drive, it's more impressive of what your crew drive. And what he meant by that was, what cars do your staff drive? What car do your friends drive? What do the people around you have? He was talking about this in his business and he said, I want to make sure that the people that I hire get to live the lifestyle that they want. And I thought that that is so cool because that's exactly what I've been doing in my Business Growth Odyssey events. Now I'm going to tell you a bit of a story. So you probably heard this one before. I was working with a client of mine that I've been working with for about 5 years now. Now, when he first rocked up, so I met him at an event. I was running this one-day event. It was a free workshop. People came along. I walked down the center aisle to go to lunch, and this guy comes over to me and he goes, hey man, I'm really enjoying the event. I really appreciate it. And I was like, yeah, cool. Didn't really think anything of it, right? Then at the end of the day, my team come to me and they said, oh, they're booked in, him and his wife are booked in for a chat with you later this week. And I went, all right, cool. I go there and they said, look, we want to do coaching. How do we do it? What's it all about? What do we have to do to make it happen? So anyway, they'd only been in this one event. Anyway, they dumped 40K straight up front, 40K to work with me one-on-one. Actually, it was more than that. It was probably about 60K because it was a husband and wife. And so they both did individual sessions with me. And so anyway, the first session rocks up and this guy rocks up. He rocks up out the front in his old fucked out Holden Rodeo ute. And it looked like it had been half rolled. It wasn't in good condition. And this guy gets out and he's in trackies with paint and shit all over them and a sort of a half ripped, not ripped shirt, but holes in it and stuff like that. And you could tell he had low standards. Anyway, over the last couple of years, 5 years that I've been working with him, every year his business grows and grows and grows and grows and his standards increase. And he's getting better staff. He's getting better quality systems. He's been part of our business mastermind as well. He's done my Thrive Time event 3 or 4 times. He's done my Triumph leadership event. You know, he does heaps of the stuff that I've done. He came to our wedding, him and his wife, and his kids actually came to our wedding. But only probably about a year ago, he sends me a message. And by that time, he'd already bought some nicer cars and things like that, but he used a lot of them for work cars. And what I noticed was that he was buying cars for work, but he didn't really want to stand out too much because he didn't want his employees to think that he was making too much money. He wanted to make it seem to his customers that he wasn't making too much money. And so he was lowering his standards based on the quality of those around him, his environment. And you'll hear me talk about this a lot, about raising your standards and making sure you keep, your environment right. And anyway, I'd convinced him, I'd been working with his mindset because remember, the external world is a direct reflection of your internal world. And if your internal world is always fucking shitty and poor and you're worried about what everybody else thinks, that's the way you're going to live. So anyway, over time, I've chipped away at him. And I was like, dude, you're going to die one day and no one's going to fucking care. And you've been lowering your standards because you won't buy what you want to buy. Anyway, that belief had grown him so much. One day I get this message and he goes, check out what I just bought. And it was the first Dodge Ram TRX in Australia. Or I think it was might have the first or the second one. But anyway, he had one of the first ones here. And it's a lot of money, like a couple $100,000. I was really stoked because I was like, that's killer. Because it doesn't matter what I drive, it matters what my crew drive. And he's one of my clients. And so that is fucking awesome. I can see him raising his standards and that is amazing. He's executing, he's implementing what I teach. He's been more and more clear. So remember, clarity times standards plus environment equals results. So I put him in the right environment by being part of our Odyssey group, by being part of our community. He's raising his standards there. He's raising his standards in his own life. Then from there, he's getting super, super clear with what he wants and what the future looks like in business, in his personal life, in his family and everything like that. And so now he gets this killer car. I had another guy who owns Deliveroo Group, Matt Draper. He's probably listening to this. But Matty Draper sends me a message when he bought his Porsche. I was the first person he sends a message and he's like, dude, check this out, because he knows that I love the fact that people are going out there to live a standard. Now, I'm not saying that you should buy the car that you always want, but I'm saying that you're setting a standard by which you want to live. And if you want to drive a nice car, then go out and buy the fucking nice car. Not when you're broke, don't do dumb shit. What I'm saying is you work hard, you earn the right, you go out and get the thing that you want. You don't work hard, earn the right, and then not get the thing because you're afraid of what other people think. That just goes to show that your mindset is shit and you are mentally blocked. Anyway, he goes out and does that. The quality of his clients jump. He ends up getting bigger contracts, bigger deals because now he's playing a bigger game. And not only that, he also bought an F-Type Jaguar. And I was one of the first ones that he sent the message, right? I get the messages in my inbox and he's like, dude, check out what I just bought. And I was like, dude, you deserve it. Mark and Chrissy Fraser here, who own an engineering company here in South Australia. When I first started with them, especially Mark was dropping his standards. He was too comfortable. He was a business owner. They were doing okay financially. They had a couple of investment properties, doing some cool shit. They're probably listening to this now. You know, I love working with you guys. If you're listening, if you're not, I love working with them anyway. But they're just a wicked husband and wife couple, two awesome kids who came and did our Thrive Time event as well. They were 13 and 14 when they did Thrive Time, and they all came along as a family. And then from there, Mark realized that he was dropping his standards massively. He got clarity around what he wanted, started stepping it up in life. I spoke to Mark this morning. He said, dude, I haven't had a drink in 3 months. He said, I'm like losing weight. I'm feeling good about myself. He's like, I've got my inspiration back. We're winning bigger contracts now. The company's growing. Chrissy's jumped in and she's become CEO of the company now. And they've renovated the company. They've renovated their house. Like, it is just so awesome to see that standard happening over and over and over and over again. And they went out and they bought a brand new Porsche as well. And I get the message, dude, check out what I just bought. So you've got to remember that if you want to live an epic life, it's not about just your life. It's about how do you help others around you step up. If you're a business owner, how many people around you are living a better life because of you? Right? If you're a tired ass and you're negative all the time, you're essentially fucking people's lives. Right? And I know some of you don't want to hear that, but that's what you're doing. Is because of your low shitty standards and your fear, you're projecting that onto other people. I tell my staff, I want you to be rich. I want them to be rich. Because if they get rich, I get rich. If I get rich, our community get rich. Like, everyone wins. That you cannot have losers there. Because if you add value and you do the right thing and you help everyone raise their standards, everybody wins. I know with Mark and Chrissy Fraser, their kids win because they are better as people, because they got their mindset right. They got clarity around what they want. They stepped up their standards. They're more driven. They have a better mindset. They have better communication skills. You know, the guy that I was talking about before who bought the TRX, you know, I was the first person he messaged and said, hey, dude, check out the yacht that I just bought. He bought a brand new Riviera yacht. Like, it's absolutely killer. I went on there a little while ago. It's got 3 bedrooms. Like, it's absolutely awesome. Big twin diesel engines. You know, he takes me out for lunch sometimes and he takes the boat. We go and park it at a marina and then we go for lunch. That's the awesome thing. Like, I've noticed that as my standards increase in life, as I win in life, my clients win more. The more my clients win, the more their families win, the more the people around them win. That's what you want to do when you're a leader, is you've got to inspire other people to do cool shit in their life too, because you're a fucking awesome individual. Way too many business owners, business leaders, parents and shit hold themselves back. They lower their standards. They let stuff slip. And because of that, people around them stall. Do you know the amount of parents who have really shitty habits and then they expect their kids to thrive? You don't think the kids are watching those habits and replicating them. I picked up a lot of my parents' bad habits, right? My dad taught me how to drink. I used to drink. Actually, I didn't drink until I was like 19. But even when I was a young kid, just have a bit of a drink, have a beer, you know, that sort of stuff. Like, it was a privilege to them. It was like a rite of passage to being a man when you can sit down and have a beer with your old man and his mates. Now, maybe that's true, but also that was setting me up for a bad habit, because from 19 to probably about 25, I used to just get paralytic all the time. And it was a way of me dealing with my confidence issues. I had low confidence, but I liked connecting with people. And so I used to drink so I could go and connect with people. Every night after work, I would get home, eat, all of that sort of stuff, apart from Mondays and Tuesdays, and I'd go out. I would go out with all my friends and we would all get drunk first and then we'd go out. So my standards would drop. If you keep doing that, people are watching what you do. Okay, I want it to be different. Now I go to family functions and they're like, just eat the shitty food, Michael. And I'm like, no, I'm not going to do that. Michael, just have a drink. It's only alcohol. And I'm like, I'm not going to do that. If I want to drink, I'll drink, but I don't want to drink most of the time because I just don't want to lower my standards. Just stay out late, just come out. Like when I've got friends and shit and they want to go out and party and stuff and I go home, right? Now, some people would go, well, you're boring. That's cool. But when I'm driving my supercar, I'm not boring. When I'm out on my mate's yacht on Wednesday afternoon, who is also a client, and I get paid extremely well to sit on a yacht and help them break their own patterns, that's fucking cool. When I fly business class over to the US so that I can speak in conferences and shit like that, that's pretty fucking cool. You know, when I can drop the amount of money that I want to spend at a beautiful hotel and I can go out and eat whatever I want, whenever I want, all of that shit, that's pretty cool. Okay, that's because of the standards. Now, I'm not telling that to impress you because I don't really care what you think about me. What I care about is what you think about yourself and the standards that you're living up to and the people that you're inspiring with the way that you operate and the way that you live. And it's cool when people around you are crushing it because you're the catalyst to that thing. So be the change that you want in others. Be the change. If you want your kids to live a great life, then be the greatest person you can fucking be. If you want your kids to have good mental health, you better have good mental health. If you want your kids to be fit and healthy, you better show them what that looks like. If you want your kids to be a good communicator and have a great intimate relationship when they grow up and get married to an amazing person, then I hope that you're working on your relationship consistently to show them what that looks like. Because anything less is dropping short with the people around you. And so when Elliot said, it doesn't matter what you drive, it's more impressive with what your crew drive, that really hit home for me. Right? And it really made me think about the amazing people that I get to hang around. And some of you who are listening here are part of my Business Growth Odyssey program. Some of you have come and done Thrive Time. Some of you have been messaging me and you're like, dude, when's Dominate dropping? It sounds awesome. Where can I get information? Or some of you are reaching out now going, hey, dude, I want some health coaching. I want some mindset coaching. I want some business coaching. That's fucking awesome. But for the people in my community right now, it is more awesome when I wake up. Like, I don't care about the thank yous and the praise. I care about what I see you do. And so when I get those messages from people and they're like, hey, check out what I just bought, or hey, check out this, you know, like Mark and Chrissy Fraser, when on the weekend it was awesome. They took their kids, they flew interstate, they went to see Post Malone and they stayed in a penthouse. They were stoked to tell me, they were like, we took the kids to stay at a penthouse and go see Post Malone. I was like, fuck yeah, you did. That's the shit that impresses me. I don't need the thanks. That is the thanks. So please make sure in your own life that you're helping people around you win. That poor mentality and that fear mentality where you're worried about, you know, I have to win, I have to be better than everybody else. That's the loser's game. The winner's game is, how do I crush it so that everybody else crushes it around me as well? How do I keep winning so that everybody else wins? How do I make sure that everybody else is doing well? You know, I had a coach who came to me a couple of months ago and he's like, I need your help. And I was like, yeah, man, let's jump on. Now, he could be seen as a competitor. He's not competing with me. I'm competing with me. I fuck up my own results. I'm the one who drops my standards. I'm the one who lowers the ball. He cannot beat me. I will beat myself, right? And I will also lose the game because I slip, right? That's the game that you play. And when you win that game, holy shit, man, life is completely different. So I want you to think about your impact that you're having on other people around you, from your staff to the people in your family, the people around you, your friends. Are you raising the standard and raising the bar and pushing them to live a better life? Because if you're doing that, you're an amazing individual, and never forget that. If you're not, then it's time to step up. And remember, the biggest gap between where you are today and where you want to be is your personal development, your personal growth, your mindset. If you don't bridge that gap and you don't learn the tools that I teach, especially at my events, I guarantee you're not going to get there. I hear motherfuckers come to me all the time. They're like, I already have a mindset coach. And I'm like, you don't have me. Guaranteed. Right? I've worked with the best of the best, and I can tell you right now, once you get into the back end of my shit and what I teach, like I teach the basic stuff out here. When you get into the back and I start diving deep, your life will never be the same again. It'll be completely different. So anyway, Driven Mofos, get out there, help your community win, help your tribe to win, and make sure you keep raising your standards as well. Hold everyone else to that higher accountability, because you're a weapon and you're crushing results. Have a great day. I'll see you back here on the next episode. Also, if you're not following me on Instagram, make sure you hop on Instagram. Follow me, Michael Mojo00. I'm smashing stuff out on there. We're going to be dropping Dominate in the next couple of weeks, or the next week or so. When it's complete and all that sort of stuff, it's going to be absolutely epic. It's going to blow your mind. And if you want any type of coaching or anything, just reach out. Let's have a chat. Hit me up in my DMs on my Instagram or on my social media account, and just ask me what it's about and how you can get involved, and we'll run through it all. By the way, when I said 40 grand, that's what they're paying per year as a pack. I've got all different programs, all different packs, all different price points. They can be super cheap. They can be super expensive. You know, for one of my clients, I got $1 million worth of shares. So, you know, in a company. So it depends on how big you want to play the game and all of that sort of stuff as to what the coaching is and all of that. So anyway, just reach out, DM me, and we can have a chat. Have a great day, Driven Mofos. Keep holding those standards high and keep crushing it. Take care, everyone. Most people waste their life, and I just don't want you to be one of them.